Ladies and gentlemen of the press, it's going down. Now, I know better than to kick a man when he is down. But content is content and I have to talk about it. But I'm going to be very, very, very careful on this particular issue because it's a very, very sensitive issue. And in a day and age where men are kicked down a lot and men are brought down a lot, that's why I say that I have to be careful. I'm going to tread very, very carefully. I'm going to be very keen with my words. Because the last thing I'd want to hear is that eti mtu kama Obinna amekuwa cancelled, you know. But the thing is, man, you know, after so many years, I asked myself at that time that Black Cinderella went to, was it Radio Maisha or Radio Jambo, Masai Japanese show, and said that Oga Obinna once sexually assaulted her. I asked myself, after all these years, why now of all times? Why now? And of course, Masai Japani asked her the same question. She answered that question. I'm not going to repeat whatever she said. You can go ahead and watch that specific video, or you can go to Radio Jambo. Is it? I think it's Radio Jambo. Siko sure is in a radio station. Yeah, but you can go and check out the interview of her by Masai Japani. So that happens, right? But that's why it's more of like water under the bridge, because if whatever she's saying is true, it happened years back. But then again, there's always two sides of the coin and there's always the truth. So that was her side of the story. We never got to hear Obinna's story. I think Obinna sued her, if I'm not wrong. I think he sued her. Did he really sue her? Ama alimtumia ile initangwa aje letter of whatever. That letter, lawyers know what it's called. Right? So that's that. And for some reason, the Castori died. It was a few months ago. The Castori died. And now comes up this new developing story. So this lady, I think is there, wanajita je Kyle and Brianna, ama Kyle and Brianna, whatever their names are. Basically, it's those two kids who are apparently dating siblings. Yani ni ma siblings, ni bro na sister wana date. However, or rather how far that is true, we don't know, because kuna wengine pia washaijitokeza with the same bullshit story, only for it to end up ilikuwa, clout, because unajua this Gen Z guys, not just the Gen Z guys, but mtu yote tu sahii anateseka kwa maisha, they'll do anything for clout, they'll do anything to trend bana. Maisha imekuwa ngumu under this regime of William Ruto. The economy is difficult. So this lady comes up with this story. Obinna, wanted her to sleep with him. So you know how the story goes. These two stories are sex. Nini? Obinna alikuwa anataka kumkula. And that's not the problem, but the problem is how he went about it. It's like he was trying to force her to have sex with him. That's according to her. Disclaimer, that's according to the lady. It's like Obinna wanted to force her to have sex with him, and he gave her alcohol. Her and her friend, he gave them alcohol, blah blah blah. But later on, after they refused to engage into sexual activities with them, Obinna was pissed off. uh, you know, Obinna was pissed off, and yeah, so akawafukuza. They were dropped by the PA asubuhi, and yeah, now you know how the internet is, eh? Sasa they start bringing up your story, your story, what's that lady's name? Black Cinderella. They start bringing up that Black Cinderella's story again. Unajua sasa with this world bana, it only needs, unajua hey man, manze, I pray all the best for Obinna bana. I wish all the best for Obinna. The reason I'm talking about this story, I wouldn't have talked about it, like I said when I started this video. I know better than to kick a man when he's down. But the reason I'm talking about this story, as it pertains Obinna specifically, is because he was the first people to celebrate when Andrew Kibe's YouTube channels were were banned from YouTube, rather were deleted. Obinna celebrated like an idiot. Obinna celebrated like a fool. Obinna celebrated like an imbecile. Obinna celebrated like a scorned woman. I don't care nini. Okay, it doesn't nini. His the beef and Andrew Kibe was no different from any other beef that Andrew Kibe has. So for you to celebrate when another man's source of income has been, has been erased from the picture, banner, you people are not beefing over. It wasn't that serious for you to celebrate over Andrew Kibe's source of income being eliminated, banner. Your beef with Andrew Kibe was not that serious for you to celebrate. And now, Sasa, the spotlight is on you. The reason I'm saying the spotlight is on you, for Obinna to get cancelled, for Obinna to lose endorsement deals, for Obinna to lose it all, it only takes one more similar story like that one. You see, Ata probably it doesn't need one more similar story. Probably that story is just enough. Who Black Cinderella kwanza akiamua kurevive sasa ile story yake. If like these two women decide to gang up against Obinna, bro, Obinna is done for. And sahi Obinna is hands down the best MC after Jalango exited the stage to politics. Hands down the best MC. Obinna right now is more of a sweetheart to the Kenyan women. Why? Because of his relationship with his children. Bruh. That's why, and me personally, I'm happy for the success, because Obinna is, bro, you can just see the sheer hard work and dedication that guy has. And coming from a fellow man, I can foresee the pain that this man would go through if he lost it all. Number one, I don't think there's anything wrong with what Obinna did. I think the only thing that would have been wrong is if he had forced his way onto this girl, but he did not. There's nothing absolutely wrong with what Obinna did. Mdem amekuja huko kusema ati ako na relationship na bro wake. Yak. Incest. So, quoting a TikToker who said Obinna did nothing wrong. All he did was try to show this lady that whatever you think you see in your brother, if at all that relationship of theirs is true, whatever you think you see in your brother, you can actually get in other men. whatever you see unnaturally in your brother, you can actually get from other men. Which for me, sioni ubaya. People hook up. See, Obinna was just trying to hook up. There's nothing wrong. Obinna was hitting on a lady. You know, he tried to hook up with this lady. And when they were hooking up, when they were supposed to hook up, actually, the lady did not, did not consent. And when the lady did not consent, now Obinna did not proceed. He did not force his way. So there's nothing wrong Obinna did. Here, Black Cinderella is hearsay. There's no evidence. Unaona, it's hearsay. And then pia Black Cinderella, she has a questionable sex life. So unajua, a person who has a questionable sex life, hata akisema alirepiwa or alikuwa sexually assaulted, akisema alikuwa sexually assaulted, we take that with a pinch of salt, because your sex life itself is very, very questionable. You're out there selling. So we don't know, maybe it was a transaction gone bad, and sasa sahi you're coming to tarnish your former clients or former customers' name. Unaona? So for Black Cinderella, whether there's truth in it or there's not, it's a little bit questionable. Unaona? And then there's no evidence. But then ya msichana mdem bana, mdem ameprovide mpaka screenshots and all of that. Yani to tarnish, there's nothing wrong with what this guy did. But then again, I get it's content. It's content for her. And and what sucks even more is that this guy, this jamaa kwa gameruka kichwa, Truth Watchdog, is jumping on this story sasa. Truth Watchdog, the hater, Truth Watchdog, the crazy guy who needs to be at Mathare Mental Hospital, has jumped on this story, to help tarnish Obinna's name even more. Personally, I wouldn't have spoken about this story, but the reason I came out to speak on this story is because I want Obinna. I hope and I pray that this does not affect Obinna's stream of income in any way. I pray for him that it doesn't, because this world is crazy, and this world is very, very crazy against men, right? So I pray and I pray for him and I hope for him that it doesn't affect his income stream in any way whatsoever. But it should be a lesson learned for Obinna. You celebrated in a major way when Andrew Kibe was down. And sasa these stories of you have started coming out. So, it should be a lesson learned for Obinna. Today it's one man, today it's one person, tomorrow it can be someone else. I hope you don't get cancelled for this, bro, but it should be a wake-up call, bana. Should be a wake-up call, Obinna. Never laugh again, never celebrate again when your fellow man is down.